This is the new XGIMI Horizon 20 Max, and I'd like to tell you a few things about it. I'm Nikos from Projector Junkies, and welcome to my new video. The Horizon 20 Max is the top model of this year's Horizon lineup, and according to XGIMI, it delivers 5700 ANSI lumens of brightness, 10,000:1 dynamic contrast, and full gaming support with VRR and ALM with an incredible 3 milliseconds input lag at 4K 60. It's also the first projector this year to feature the new Android TV 14 with 4GB of RAM instead of the usual 2GB you see in most projectors on the market. Of course, it comes with infrared, laser and CCD sensors for autofocus, auto keystone, intelligent eye protection and so much more. In terms of connections, it offers two HDMI 2.1a ports and two USB, one 2.0 and one 3.0. And of course, both analog and digital audio outputs. As usual, with the XGIMI's Horizon lineup, the built-in sound comes from Harman Kardon. Just like the Valerion Pro 2, the Horizon 20 Max comes in a hard shell protective carrying case, great for transport and storage, solid and very well made. Inside, you will also find a massive power supply and a beautiful remote control made of aluminium that feels premium in the hand. Even the battery tray is designed with care, typical XGIMI attention to detail. It's compact and lightweight, only 5.4 kilograms, and has a built-in gimbal making setup and positioning a piece of cake. But the most important upgrade this year is the new lens design, featuring optical zoom with RAW ratio 1.2 to 1.5 and lens shift on both axes, 45% horizontal and 125% vertical. This feature alone puts the Horizon 20 Max in a completely different league for placement flexibility. It is the only lifestyle DLP projector on the market at the moment that offers this kind of flexibility with horizontal and vertical lens shift. In terms of brightness, this thing is powerful, but not so powerful as XGIMI claims. I measured 3242 real ANSI lumens, which is much lower than the claimed 5700, but XGIMI isn't really lying here. Those 5700 lumens come from a special high power mode that makes the image so green, and let's just say it does something else you discover yourself in a few seconds. Be patient, now. Okay, now that we've landed the Boeing, let's talk about image customization. The Horizon 20 Max offers plenty of options, but I'll focus on two specific AI algorithms that really make a difference here: the AIPQ and the AISR. AIPQ is a smart algorithm that detects faces, objects and backgrounds, adjusting the brightness independently in different parts of the image, scene by scene, for higher contrast and more dynamic look. It works great with both SDR and HDR content. Even more impressive is the AISR algorithm, which performs selective AI upscaling on any content resolution in real time. You can adjust it between low, medium and high, and honestly, the improvement it brings is just stunning. It doesn't affect the entire image like a typical sharpening algorithm would. Instead, it works selectively on different parts of the frame with varying intensity. The result is just a phenomenal upscaling that makes 1080p content look almost like native 4K. See for yourself what I mean. Now let's talk about what might be the most important feature of the Horizon 20 Max, the dynamic black algorithm. XGIMI has developed its own version of this technology. The difference here is that it's a new generation system far more advanced than what we've seen before from other models. The new DMD controller from Texas Instruments allows continuous gamma micro adjustments directly at the signal level, instead of applying them as external corrections. In simple words, the Horizon 20 Max hardware lets the dynamic black algorithm work inside the internal tone mapping process, not on top of it. That means faster response, smoother operation, and better precision. This algorithm cannot function with Dolby Visual content. Dolby's tone mapping is totally locked and doesn't allow any external intervention in its tone mapping process. The Horizon 20 Max Dynamic Black is still in its early development stage and doesn't yet work properly. While it significantly boosts contrast and deepens black levels, it also affects the white balance, often introducing a reddish or magenta tint across the entire grayscale. Take a look what I mean. I truly hope XGIMI fixes this through a future firmware update, because with such a capable hardware, it would be a shame not to unlock its full potential. The sound from the Horizon 20 Max built-in Harman Kardon system is simply amazing. It's hard to believe such a rich and well-balanced sound comes from such a small package. Just listen. And let's be honest here. The Horizon 20 Max is a pure gaming projector that just happens to perform really well for home cinema use if that's what you need. Its gaming performance is simply outstanding. This is the first time we've seen true input lag below 16.7 milliseconds on a 4K DLP projector, along with the full support for ALR and VRR. The Horizon 20 Max is very bright and incredibly sharp. If your screen is 120 inches or smaller, you'll probably end up using it with a laser power set to minimum.
It's shocking how much of the business is the internet. I mean, I bet you have all sorts of options to get rid of hot cargo now.
Yeah, sure, but I prefer talking to clients face to face. Get a good read on it.
Of course, I had to connect my Nintendo Switch 2 and play what else? Donkey Kong Bonanza, the perfect stress reliever game after a long day. Now let's move to one of my favorite upgrades and a huge win for 3D fans like myself. Finally, XGIMI did it. The Horizon 20 Max now fully supports frame packing 3D. We can finally enjoy our 3D Blu-ray discs again and experience that true 3D magic. If you haven't tried 3D on a modern RGB laser DLP projector yet, do it yesterday. Trust me on that.
The field of freedom. That's why. No pain, no gain.
Unfortunately, from the very first seconds, I realized something was off. There seems to be a synchronization mismatch between the projector and the 3D glasses. The timing between the frames and the glasses shutters just wasn't right. This makes the viewing experience quite tiring after just a few minutes, with a reduced sense of depth in the 3D image. I really hope this also gets fixed in the next firmware update, because with this level of brightness, watching 3D on the Horizon 20 Max could be an absolutely amazing experience. But right now it isn't, and that's a real shame. Now, let me show you something important. How much difference a good projector screen can make. While testing the Horizon 20 Max, I also had the chance to try a new ALR screen model from NothingProjector, and honestly, I couldn't believe my eyes. That's why I decided to include some shots of the screen in this video. Here, you can already see the difference in these shots. This ALR screen is, in my opinion, the perfect match for the Horizon 20 Max and its moderate native on-off contrast. It completely transforms its overall performance, as you can see. That's just a small piece of information I wanted to share, because I think it's really important to pair the Horizon 20 Max with the right screen to get the best possible performance.
I'll draw the ball. Jafar's guards in every corner. Soon we'd have them invading our neighbors, risking lives. For what? I can help. I know I can. I was born to do more than marry some useless prince. You had to marry a useless prince. You could certainly do worse than this one. He's tall and handsome.
Overall, the Horizon 20 Max left me with mixed feelings. I absolutely love its clarity, its 4K sharpness, its vivid colors, and its amazing gaming performance. But I'm quite disappointed by the unfinished dynamic black algorithm, the 3D synchronization issue, and a few other firmware bugs I discovered. The hardware is truly top-notch, it just needs some fine-tuning in my opinion. You can read my full ultra-detailed review on projectorjunkies.com as always. I'll leave you now to enjoy some beautiful 4K footage on the new XGIMI Horizon 20 Max. See you the next one.